Hello everyone, I'm Bo from Brutal Commentary, and today I'm going to be breaking down our next matchup for UFC Noche. In this matchup, we have Alessandro Costa versus Alden in Coria. So this is going to be short notice for Coria. He is replacing Edgar Chavez, who was supposed to fight Costa originally. And I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed. I was really looking forward to that fight. Two good finishers at flyweight. Fun scrap, I thought. No way it was going to the scorecards, and definitely one I see a highlight reel finish. But Correa stepped in on short notice, and so now we're going to be talking about him versus Costa. And I still think there's going to be some fireworks with this matchup. A little different how it's going to play out. Now, but without further ado, let's get on to the prediction. For Costa, he is 14-4 as a professional. Correa is 10-3-1 as a professional. Costa is 3-2 in his last 5 fights, while Correa is 3-1-1 no contest. That no contest is a bit weird. I think it was either him or his opponent popped for something, and they had to choose no contest. I believe it was Correa, but still, overall for Costa's last 5, in his 4 fights in the UFC, he lost via knockout to Amir Albazi, then destroyed Jamie Flick, then lost to Steve Erceg via decision, which he did take on short notice, to be fair, and then destroyed Kevin Borjas last May at UFC 301. Meanwhile, like I said, Coria, this is his UFC debut. He's mostly an LFA fighter. Now, he never fought for the belt or anything like that, but that is the main promotion he's fought in. Looking at the side of Coria, overall, I think he's pretty well-rounded. I lean that he's better on the ground than he is on the feet. Now, he does have some really good moments on the feet, though. One in particular, you can find it on YouTube pretty easily. In LFA, he landed a knee as his opponent was going for a takedown, and it just landed perfectly on the jaw. It was very reminiscent of how Patchy Mix knocked out Rufus Strout to win the Bellator Grand Prix. It just was very reminiscent of the timing and the exact knee he threw. It was all perfect. But still, I say he's a very good athlete. He does well, strong in this division. I've seen him pick people up from the tight waist, get them down, and then they're not getting back up. And overall, he's got a lot of submissions on his record as well. Now, looking at his physical stats too, 5'8", with a 6-7-inch reach. Pretty standard for flyweight, more or less, but he's definitely one of the bigger ones if we're talking about overall mass and build. Meanwhile, Costa, he is a juggernaut. This guy has some of the best power, at least of the unranked flyweights. He has some of the best power. He works the body pretty well. He's got good anti-wrestling for the most part. And even some good top control himself when he's going in for the ground and pound. His calf kicks are really nice too. He destroyed Kevin Borjas' legs, as well as Jamie Flick's leg. I think he hit the perennial nerve on Flick, and you see, well, not in the second round, Flick tried to move, and it just looked like his leg was gone. It then led to just vicious ground and pound. Overall, I like Costa's skill sets a lot, and looking at it just through the physical specs, it's kind of interesting. 5'4", but the same reach, 67-inch reach. So both guys are going to have the same range of motion when it comes to their punches, more or less. On the feet, or I guess I should say their kicks, going to be a little different. But overall, I think the path for Coria would be implementing his wrestling and grappling, because we've seen Costa at times get controlled, more like Steve Erceg controlled him in their fight. But I also think, Steve Erceg is one of the better grapplers in this division overall, and, a top 10 fighter. In fact, his only losses are to top 10 fighters in Albazi and Erceg. And then when he's fighting unranked fighters of his level, then he kind of smokes them. Now, I do wonder about the layoff. He's been off for over a year. Now, he was supposed to fight Matt Schnell last September, but then he pulled out due to an injury. And that was about a year ago now. So the long layoff is something I definitely have to keep in mind for Costa, while Coria, has been pretty active overall in 2024 and 2025. Just some big concerns I've got for Coria, because he's fighting a very, very tough guy in Costa, who's going to wing bombs at him, hit him from all levels, and try and destroy his calves with vicious kicks. Work the body, work the head, and has the jiu-jitsu, I think, to be able to counteract some of Coria's not so much technique, but like strong man takedown. You know, those takedowns where it may not be the prettiest shot, but he's just so strong. He can just so force you down. I think Costa is going to be able to match him in physical strength in this fight. Odds for the fight, Costa is a minus 400, and I've seen recently he's as high as like a minus 408. Coria is plus 300. I agree with the odds. Not only is this short notice, it's pretty tall task for the debutant, as he's going to be taking on one of the more vicious finishers in the flyweight division, and just someone who I think is pretty underrated for this division. Like I said, I know being 2-2 in the UFC is not the best look, but even in some of those even in those losses, he was able to be competitive. He had his moments, and he won a round off Usyk too, which I thought, well, at that time at least, I thought was definitely impressive. Now, granted, I don't know where Steve Usyk is right now, but at that time, I thought it was quite impressive winning a round off him. Overall, I lean towards Costa to get the job done. I like his overall violent approach, and I think he's going to be able to overwhelm Coria for vast majorities of this fight. I see this as a finish as well. I'm picking Costa via TKO. I just think he has too much power for Coria to deal with. I think he's going to be as strong as him, maybe even stronger, because I'm curious how the weight cut's going to work, especially on short notice. And overall, I just like Costa's skill sets in this fight. I think he has a clear path to victory, and I think he's kind of going to smoke Coria for vast majority of this fight. Now, like I said, Coria's a good athlete. He's got some skills, and if this hits the ground, I think he's going to be able to transition better, and have moments where he's going to keep Costa down. But I just think while it's on the feet, Costa has just too many weapons to hurt him. So I am going to pick Costa via TKO. It's probably somewhere in the range of the second and third round. I definitely see the damage accumulating, and eventually Coria is just going to wilt under the pain, and Costa's going to go in for the finish. But with that being said, that was my prediction for this matchup. If you liked the video, comment and subscribe. I'd like to hear your thoughts and see who you think is going to win this fight. Next up, it will be Zach Rees versus Cedric Dumas. But until then, I've been Bo from Brutal Commentary. I thank you all for listening. Take care.